You're watching Cartell TV and I'm Jenny. Make sure you subscribe if you aren't already and check out our sponsors Oz Loans.
They source you the best deal on finance from over 40 different lending institutions. It's quick, easy and obligation-free. Their link is in the description.
Now let's get into this review.
We recently reviewed the Peugeot 308 and loved it. We can see why it's won over 60 awards overseas. Despite the fact it is far less common here than in Europe, the small French SUV brings a lot of freshness and uniqueness to the Australian market. It really is a breath of fresh air.
Today I have the 2021 Peugeot 2008, which is an even smaller SUV from the French manufacturer.
At first sight, it looks like it keeps the unique style and quality, and the spec sheet also shows there is more to it under the classy metal. However, as the body gets smaller, so does the price. So it's difficult to cram all those features and style within a smaller budget.
Now let's see what the 2008 offers. Is it great bang for buck while keeping the best features and lowering the price? Or is it missing out on some of those features?
We have the GT Sport to test, which is the top trim. So it's the perfect vehicle to help us answer this question. Being the top trim, it's also not cheap. This one starts from just under $44,000. The range kicks off with Allure, just under $35,000, and the GT in between at just under $39,000.
Now with that kind of price hike for the GT Sport, it better be good.
The 2021 Peugeot 2008 definitely stands out from the crowd. Just like the 3008. It's unique and, in my opinion, in all the right ways.
It has that undeniable European styling that thankfully doesn't fall too far into fat land, but definitely turns heads.
The front has a vertical theme with upright strips within the headlights, long upright DRLs and vertical grille surrounding the Lion badge. Honestly, it looks so cool.
And if you haven't noticed, this DRL combo looks like a claw scratch.
Goes in line with the Lion badge.
The side view is a bit reminiscent of the Range Rover Evoque.
It's not a rip-off, but it does hint towards the Evoque, with the two-tone body elevating line as it moves towards the rear, the overall silhouette, and this small strip in front of the side mirror.
Now once again, not a copy by any means, but it does come with some of that elegance that Range Rovers are famous for. And that's always a good thing.
These 18-inch wheels are reserved for this trim, but the 17-inch ones in the lower trims also look great.
I actually think some people prefer them because they're not this dark.
This generation of the 2008 just looks a lot better than the previous one.
That one was much more cutesy, which is fine for a vehicle in this segment, but this one has a lot more coolness. And personally, I dig that more.
There are two engines to choose from, both 1.2 litre, both turbo and both petrol. The lesser one is available in the Allure and GT, and it produces 96 kilowatts and 230 newton meters of torque from just 1750 revs. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic. The more powerful one that I have here is 114 kilowatts and 240 newton meters of torque, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic, Peugeot's proven EAT 8. While the difference may not seem significant, the more powerful version gets to 100 in 0.6 seconds faster, in 8.7 seconds.
It's not exactly racing material, but it's no slouch either.
Officially, it consumes 6.1 litres per 100 kilometres, but our mostly city tests gave us around 9, which isn't brilliant, and this is where Peugeot could aim to improve.
Now the power isn't massive, but for this car it is more than sufficient, and it actually feels really alive when you press the pedal, especially in sports mode.
The more powerful version is also a bit more fuel efficient, probably due to that gearbox.
It has a lovely little purr to it, which just makes driving more fun.
Just like the 3008, it pulls with ease. 240 newton meters is not a lot in terms of top numbers, but 90% of the time you practically use up to 50 newton meters. The 8-speed gearbox makes it very easy for the engine to feel comfortable at all times.
It's just very easy to drive.
While not many people will find it lacking, novice drivers will just love it.
And I'm really enjoying the experience with this little steering wheel. It's like being in a Dodgem car racer or something.
And I'm saying this without even taking into account it's a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder.
It's simply good regardless of its size. And in fact, despite of it, they've just got the tuning so right.
What I find a bit surprising is that the 2008 is not as soft and comfortable to drive as I would expect a Peugeot to be.
Now it is a sport version and that might be part of it. And also it's a subcompact SUV, which, they're not renowned for their comfort, but I guess maybe I was expecting a little bit more because Peugeot are renowned for it.
To be fair, it's not unpleasant or worse than most of its competitors. In fact, it's better than most.
Now for the interior, it definitely stands out, and there's nothing I can compare it to that I've seen. It has that futuristic vibe, but still a bit retro. And the younger crowd should love it, as well as anyone who likes trend-setting done right.
And I do. It looks like something that was made for a space-age movie about 2 decades ago.
It's kind of like if Darth Vader had a wild piece in his youth and customized his own space cruiser.
The famed Peugeot instrument cluster that sits above the quirky flat top and bottom steering wheel is present here as well. They both look awesome, and the instrument cluster looks like it somehow floats in front of you. Really nice.
Although I feel it looks best at night time because in some lighting conditions it can be a little blurry or hard to see.
The 10-inch infotainment screen in the GT Sport is positioned very high and is crisp and responsive. It comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, neither of which is wireless. However, wireless charging is available on both GT and GT Sport.
The materials are just awesome. The leather's good, the dashboard has nice materials, and there's this carbon fiber type stuff along here as well. The only thing that I'm not so sure of is the lime green stitching. Probably not my choice.
The toggle buttons in the central console are also a very nice touch.
They just feel and look so cool without being gimmicky at all, and that's really hard to do. They actually feel really solid and quality. Trust the French to get it right.
There are plenty of storage spaces, including cup holders, 2 trays up front, a bin under the sliding armrest, bottle holders in door pockets, and a glove box.
You get 2 USB ports, one which is USB-C, and they're in a really cool spot as well.
The gear lever is definitely different, and it also feels different to use. It's not just a matter of cool design.
It took a little bit of getting used to it, but I really enjoy using it now. It's so space age.
Both the dashboard and the window line are pretty high, so you get a feeling of being immersed into the cabin, which is nice.
What is less nice is that it actually hampers visibility a bit, and that's not great. And normally having a 360-degree camera would help that, but actually we found it's been a little bit glitchy in this particular vehicle. We're not sure what's going on there.
Let's see the rear seats. You can actually drive 2 adults back here with no issues.
The front seat shape adds a little bit more room for the knees for rear passengers, and that's nice.
What is missing is rear air vents in the back.
It's not a huge issue being such a small cabin and also having quite large front vents, but it just looks like it's missing from here. There's even the groove.
There are 2 USB ports for the rear though.
Now the seats are very comfortable.
Sure, they don't have the awesome side support that the front seats do, but comfort levels are just as good. The boot has the capacity of 434 litres with the seats up and up to 1,467 litres with the seats folded.
I love the opening, it's really nice and wide, and there also may or may not be a load lip. How cool is that?
What I mean by this is there's actually a double floor in the 2008. Take the cover out and you get over 500 litres of space in a subcompact SUV.
The 2021 Peugeot 2008 is pretty safe and gets a 5-star rating.
Even the entry-level car comes with things like cruise control, AEB, EBD, active lane departure warning, speed sign recognition, driver attention alert, distance warning alert, electronic stability program, electric parking brake, and rear parking sensors.
A cool new safety feature that we are seeing pop up, and it's on this car, is the automatic proximity lock. So when you walk away, it will lock the car after a few meters. And when you come back, it'll automatically unlock.
The GT adds low-light pedestrian and cyclist detection, active blind spot monitoring, keyless entry and proximity locking, and front parking sensors. The GT Sport gets automatic parking assist, lane positioning assist, adaptive stop and go function.
So is it worth the price? Well, this question is pretty hard to answer in a lot of cases, but not so here. Well, in my opinion, it's worth every dime.
Prices start at $35,000 or repayments from as little as $123 a week with Oz loans. For a top-level Peugeot 2008, it's around $45,000, depending on the optional perks you add.
Well, that's not exactly a bargain price, and some of the Japanese and Korean models will offer top trims for less, but they won't have the same styling or the uniqueness or the quality in some cases.
Mid-tier European models need some expensive equipment packages to get to the equipment that the 2008 offers.
The top SUVs from Europe are right up there, but they cost more, and they still don't have the uniqueness that the 2008 has.
Whichever approach you select, The 2008 justifies the price. It's either better than the more affordable models or less expensive than the better ones.
It's as unique in terms of offer as it is in terms of styling, and that is its main appeal. Thanks again for watching Cartell TV. Now, have you checked out the latest Peugeot range? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you're looking to buy a new car, don't just settle for any old finance offer. Go to Oz Loans by clicking the link below, and they will get you the best deal from over 40 lending providers. That's why they are the best. And we'll see you in the next review. Peace.